Hey guys, what's going on? It's Blade again from Car Audio Security, and today we're looking at how to improve your car audio system for under £500. Okay, so over the last few videos we've been reviewing a lot of products, so head units, speakers, subs, but today we're going to be focusing on a set budget. So for today's video it's going to be £500, but it's going to be a three-part series when we go from £500 budget, £1,000 budget and a £2,000 budget. So if you're looking, let's say you've got a certain budget to stick to, but you're not really sure what you're after, I'm going to give my suggestions on what we would suggest to fit in your vehicle. Now, what vehicle you have does make a difference in terms of car audio. Now, we're going to be focusing on small hatchbacks or regular hatchbacks, something like a Golf or an A3, just purely because that's the most common vehicle we get here. But if you've got, let's say, a saloon car or convertible, you can still take my advice, but just bear in mind that especially subwoofers, when you have a sealed boot, like in a saloon car, it does make a big difference in how that bass travels. So just bear that in mind. But today we're going to be covering small hatchbacks. So I'm going to give you two main options for your vehicle on that £500 budget. And also I'll give you some tips for future-proofing yourself later down the line. First of all, we're going to stick with your factory head unit. So we're not going to change your head unit, we're just going to focus on audio. Now the biggest difference you're going to get in that vehicle is going to be a subwoofer, because majority of the time you're not going to have one in there. So I would suggest getting yourself a good quality line-out converter. So this is the Connections Slide 2 or SLI 2. Now this is £60. This is going to be able to run your factory head unit on an aftermarket amp essentially. Now we have already covered this and a few other line-out converters in a previous video, so make sure you check that out. We'll put a link down below. But this is going to be your starting point. Without this, unfortunately, running a sub of an amp is going to be pretty difficult. So that's first of all, you've got £60 there. Now, we do offer subwoofer packages on our website, which makes life a lot easier, which essentially is what it says on the tin. It's a package for a subwoofer. So you get a subwoofer, a box, an amp, and a wiring kit. So what we offer is a JL Audio CP112, so this is a W0 subwoofer in a pre-made enclosure by JL Audio. It's a 12-inch driver, 300 watts RMS, big port down the bottom, and then this comes with a Pioneer GMD 8701. Now, this amp we have covered in a video as well. We're going to link that down below. Very, very good amp, very, very versatile as well. So if you need to add, say, a second one of these down the line, you can do. But yeah, wicked amp. And then you also get a wiring kit with that as well. So that's going to be a basic 8-gauge wiring kit that comes with the kit. So this is probably one of my favorite kind of entry-level subwoofers. And this package comes in at £420, which is pretty good for what you get. So you're £60, £420, you're at £480 there, so you still got 20 quid to spend. Pretty good, right? That's essentially all you'll need. Obviously, if you're having it installed by ourselves, you've got to think about labour as well. Now, average labour cost for this kind of install in a car like that would be roughly £175, but that does depend on the product and the vehicle, so just bear that in mind. That's pretty much it. Now, on to the next one. Now your next option is if you want to replace your head unit. Now if you're looking to replace your head unit, I would always recommend you do so and spend your budget wisely with what you're looking at. So essentially what I'm saying is your £500 budget ideally needs to go on your head unit alone. So a head unit and a fitting kit. I wouldn't try and cheap out on a head unit and then cheap out on a subwoofer just to try and get it all in at once, because you're not going to be happy with the outcome. You're going to need, first of all, a fitting kit. So a fitting kit comes with a fascia, a cage system and a harness kit. That's going to be dependent on your vehicle price-wise, but for a Golf or an A3, for instance, it's roughly around £100. So £100 there spent of your budget. Now, this is a JVC KW M565 DBT, bit of a mouthful, but this is a doubled-in Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, DAB, Bluetooth streaming, all singing, all dancing head unit, and this is £399. So you're bang on budget there. Now, this is going to kill two birds with one stone replacing your head unit. So you're going to be able to obviously upgrade your head unit, which is essentially going to allow render this useless, because you already have preamps that come out of this head unit. So you don't need any converters to add subs or amps or anything like that. And also you're going to improve the sound quality of your factory speakers, because you're going to have a lot of sound settings. The output on the head unit is a lot more than your factory majority of the time. So it's a winner really all round. So it's your choice what you want to do. Now, if you're looking to upgrade your audio system, say to a full-on system, further down the line, let's say 2-3 months, even years, I would definitely suggest kind of future-proofing yourself at this point, especially if you're not changing your head unit. So in regards to your line-out converter. Now, this particular line-out converter only has a single output, and majority of the time, that's just going to be used for your subwoofer amp. Now, that's going to give you problems later down the line when you say, let's say you fitted a 4-channel amp and done your front and rear speakers, you've not got enough outputs from this. So you're going to have to buy another line-out converter to be able to do that. Then that becomes useless. So you're wasting money at that point. So to kind of save yourself money in the long run, you're better off going for something like a LC6 or an LC7i from Audio Control. So what that gives you is 6 channels of output. So that gives you a front pair, a rear pair, and a sub pair. So that keeps everything working as it should be. Your front to rear fader will still work and makes life a lot easier for you in the long run. So you can fit the LC7i just for the sub for now, and then if you come to do your speaker amp, you can fit all that with it as well. You haven't got to replace anything, so it makes life easier. So an LC6i is £200, and an LC7i, which essentially is the same thing but with Acubase. So if you've watched our line-out converter video already, you would have known that the LC2i has Acubase built in, which is essentially a bass processor. The LC7i has that in there, so that is $229.99. So I'd personally go for that one, but it's down to your budget. Okay, so that pretty much covers it. We've gone through the 2 main options that we would ask when you have, say, a £500 budget, you've done nothing to the vehicle. You've got your sub option and then your head unit option. Now, what you have to remember is it's completely subjective what you would like to do. It's completely up to you. Now, what I have suggested today is a good starting point for majority of people, for most like hatchbacks. And like I said, what may sound good in a hatchback may not sound so good in a saloon or convertible. So just bear that in mind. And there's also other options in terms of the subwoofer packages as well. We do actually have a section on our website for subwoofer packages. You don't have to go 12-inch, you can go 10-inch or 15-inch if you really want to. You don't have to go JL Audio, you can go for any brand. We have lots of options, so just check out our website, browse through, see kind of what budget works for you, and go from there. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been a bit of a quick one today, just kind of reviewing certain products for certain budgets. So next video, we're going to be looking at a £1,000 budget. So you're going to be seeing a few more products, better quality items, so make sure you check that one out. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, just pop them down in the comment section below and we'll be sure to check them out. That's pretty much it for me. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure you check that one out.
Cool.
In the bag, in the bag, in the bag, in there.